This segment of Dirt Digglers' Shitty Sports Show was brought to you by ESPN. We pick your idols for you. Remember Tim Tebow? You do now.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
All right, what's going on? It is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler to ever Diggler.
That's right,
Dirt
bitches.
Diggler. And to my left, I have, of course, the illustrious
Kenny the Dork, who is unapologetically New England.
And of course, we had an extended amount of time. All right, like an asshole, we actually recorded like 2 shows. We actually recorded 2 shows in the time that's been since we posted. And like an asshole, I didn't do any editing. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I was having a tough time with work. I was like super overloaded, and I like didn't have energy to do anything once I got home. So I was being neglectful as a showrunner, and I was in essence I was wasting the time of my team, and so I didn't want to do that. So I said, let me just lay off altogether until I can get my shit together to get back in the studio and start recording. And here we are. Unfortunately, we are without Brandon and Gianni right now. Brandon has his own non-sports talk about everything podcast called Honestly Deceptive.
Yeah.
That he's doing.
Well, and not only that, but he's, still celebrating the whole Khalil Mack thing.
Oh, yeah, he's also doing that dance. And the gentleman did the thing and got engaged.
Congrats.
He got engaged to marry. He's got no date set, but hopefully we get to attend their nuptials. And watch those two embark on the next chapter in their lives. It's honestly, as a dude who's been married for almost 20 years, it's always nice to see a couple that belongs together, taking the Nestea plunge and doing the thing. It's always nice to see it when you got two people like that.
Like while we were away, we had a lot of fun at my late birthday party too.
Yes. Brought the kids through. And the middle one went and drew a lot of art in the concrete and was like, "Oh my God, this shit can draw so well." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's cool. She's cool. But school's gonna start next week, so the kids will be back out of the house, back into school, and I get to deal with all that madness along with the other shit I got going on at work. Back into the full parenting mode. Summer's done, so summer is you look forward to it as a kid. Because you're not got to go to school, but the parents are like, shit, they're out of school. I got to figure out something for them to do, man.
That's why it's so nice to be single, because I have enjoyed a wonderful summer.
But you're single now. I mean, who knows what the future holds, right?
Well, I mean, by the legal definition, I'm single. Yeah. I am in a relationship. I just, she's going to listen to this, but it's like, oh, you're single now, huh, motherfucker?
There's no little dorks to worry about,
No, there are no little dorks.
Dorks, yeah.
There's been discussions. I mean, when you're both in your late 30s, early 40s, you have to have those discussions.
Well, it's one of those things, man. Look, it doesn't get easier.
Oh, no. It's like we were babysitting her niece a couple weeks ago. She's like, "You really want to have one of those?"
Yeah, man. Look, they're always fun when they're someone else's.
Oh yeah,
that I can tell you. But when they're yours and you get to see them do cool shit, that's also pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But then they do ignorant shit like mine. Mine just ate all my fucking gummies, and you're like, "What's the significance of them eating your gummies dirty?" And I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. Yesterday evening, I bought home like 2 pounds of fucking gummies, and with the explicit, I knew they were going to steal some, but I looked at the bag today, and there's like maybe 1/8 of that left.
There's a paltry amount.
What the fuck is this? Like, seriously, like, and of course I asked the girls who ate it, and they're all like, "I only had like 3 or 4," and it was like no one ever ate it, and I'm like, Watch it come out that my wife ate them all. I'm sitting there like, I can't yell at you.
Oh, hell no.
No, I'm not doing that. That's not how we live. But hey, look, that's part of the part of the parenting thing is they're like rats. They get into your foodstuffs, the food stores, and they eat all your food. Next thing you know, you're without snacks, and I'm a little butthurt about that. A little tender.
You should have attended more baseball games with me and the lady.
No, that would mean I have to go somewhere and go to a baseball game and be surrounded by people, and I'm not.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, you don't like baseball, you don't like people.
No,
I guess
I don't like crowds of people. No, seriously, like I think it may be a PTSD anxiety thing. Honestly, like to be honest with you, like I go to the mall, and if it's like an empty mall, I'm good. The second we get around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and folks start showing up en masse, I'm just like, I can't wait to get the fuck out of there.
Well, and to be fair, we seem to pick the hottest nights to go to games.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, well, like the 3rd of July, me and the lady went down to D.C. to see the Sox and the Nationals, and it was like 105 degrees.
I remember you posting about that.
Brutal humidity. I lost like 5 pounds sitting in my seat.
Nice. Well, I found it, so if you want it back, just let me know. We can make some arrangements, buddy.
But hey, it's been a great summer, and I just wanted to jump right back into this.
Oh, dude, my in-laws visited from Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, my sister-in-law brought her youngest son, and we got to host them, and I did a bunch of cooking and driving. We went all over the place. We went to the Aerospace Museum in Chantilly, Virginia. That's where they have the space shuttle and the Blackbird and shit.
Nice.
That was pretty fucking cool. We went to Hershey Park again. Took them to Hershey Park. This is their first time, so of course, maximum fun there. It was also hot as balls up there as well. Hot as balls.
I went at the Sesame Place near Philadelphia.
Oh my god!
For Stephanie's niece's birthday.
Yeah.
And we had a thunderstorm in the middle of the day.
Nice. Yeah.
So it rained so hard that they had to shut down the park for over an hour.
Oh.
So we got free tickets to go back.
Nice.
And then like the rain lifted, and we were able to still enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Was it like 2 hours away, roughly? About an hour and a half?
It's just outside of Philadelphia.
So about an hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
They all went on a double-decker bus tour of D.C.
Nah.
While I was at work. I had to go into work 2 of the days because I got, I'm not going to lie, my boss guilted me into it. Made me feel like a piece of shit. So I'm like, I guess I'll just go to work and hold it down a little bit. So I did that. While I was doing that, they went on a double-decker bus tour, and it was hot as balls again. And they're like, there's no AC in the bus. We're on the top deck anyway, so we're out in the sun. And my wife actually came back. She had a little bit of sunburn under her eyes. I hadn't seen her burn in forever, but they came back and they were spent. They were done, dude. Like my in-laws are from a tropical island, and they were like, fuck, it's hot.
Nice.
So yeah, man. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the schedule, Sally. So look, we actually covered why your division sucks, and we did the NFC South like twice, and neither show got fucking
third time's a charm, buddy.
Right. So today we're doing the hometown happenings, where we're going to talk about basically baseball, because there ain't shit happening in anything else. Hockey's dead still. Basketball's dead still.
Preseason hockey in September.
Yeah, and I mean football's starting, so we got to hurry to knock this out because the Eagles play the Falcons
on Thursday.
So the clock is ticking, right? So we're going to do the hometown happenings, and then we're going to get into the why your division suck. And this will be the first time we ever just did a full rundown of all 8 divisions and why they suck now.
Yes, it's normally why your division sucks.
Right, but this
year it's why your divisions suck.
Right, and this is because I fucked up and didn't do the shows, the last 2 that we recorded, and then we went into a hiatus and the whole thing. So now
we enjoyed our summer.
We had, it was so much going on, really. A lot going on, and honestly, I didn't want to waste the time on my teammates anymore. I value their time quite a bit, and I'm honored whenever they join me on the show. And I didn't want to waste their time. I felt like I was wasting their time, and that's the one thing you can never get back. So, of course, NFC South, AFC South, NFC North, and AFC North we're going to do, and then we're going to split the show, right? If the show runs long, we're going to split it in half, and then we're going to cover the NFC West, AFC East, NFC East, playoff predictions, shitty beer of the week, and if the muses bless us, in the meantime, we may have a shitty hot take for you. I'm not gonna lie. Look, it's really hard to compete with actual life right now.
Oh, I know, right?
It's super hard. The Khalil Mack trade.
Good God.
I was not ready for that.
I mean, that seems like the stuff shitty hot takes are made of.
It really. If you would have told me that you were honestly going to say the Raiders are going to trade Khalil Mack and a second round pick for 2 firsts I would tell you that they go eat shit and die. It's never going to happen. The Raiders aren't that dumb. But here we are.
And then then Buffalo traded A.J. McCarron to Oakland.
Because Buffalo's got a super stable quarterback situation right now.
Yeah, they got a hard on for losing.
Well, hold on. A.J. McCarron's been involved in some of the weirdest trades and non-trades in recent history.
Oh, yeah, he was almost traded to the Browns last season.
But the Browns got too busy celebrating the trade. Was it the Browns or the Bengals?
The Bengals were trading him. No, the Browns didn't submit the paperwork to the league.
Because they were too busy high-fiving and giving each other hand jobs.
Jackasses.
Right, so they fucked up that trade, which was great because now they're immortalized as being 0-16 that year. Not that he would have helped.
But yeah, so reality is stranger than fiction.
Gruden,
We'll cover that.
We'll cover it, but look,
unless
the muses bless us, I can't compete with that kind of fuckery right now.
I know, right?
I just don't got it. I mean, I'm creative, but I can't even make that shit up.
Hey, let's just move on to a little bit of baseball here.
So yeah, what's going on with your Sox?
Well, right now they're losing to the White Sox 6-0, and they're about to split a series in Chicago. Mm-hmm. But the Yankees are losing to the Tigers, so it's okay. We're going to be 7.5 up with 26 games to go.
Okay.
It looks like the Sox are days away from clinching a playoff spot. Duh. I mean, they're 51 games over 500. They have an outside shot of breaking the Mariners record, but they can only lose 2 more times. Well, actually, no. Breaking the record, they can only lose 1 more time after today, unless they rally. But they are going to
they're getting their asses kicked.
Yeah, it's 6-0. But, dude, they're 50 games over 500.
They're getting their asses kicked, dog.
Yeah, by a terrible team. I know.
Fucking
But you got to look at the fact that right now 3 of their starting pitchers are on the disabled list, including the 2 co-aces, Chris Sale and David Price.
Are they saving them for the playoffs?
One would think. Well, with David Price, it's precaution because he took a line drive off his pitching hand the other week. They're lucky he didn't break his hand. And he's finally, you remember how I've gone in on him a few times? Mm-hmm. He's finally pitching like an ace, and then that happens.
Oh.
He won he had dude, seriously, he got shellacked by the Yankees in July, and I was ready to be done with this guy. And then he had 5 consecutive starts where he went 7 or 8 innings, and he had he had the lowest ERA among American League starters during that stretch. And then he takes a line drive off his pitching hand.
Fucking shell. Huh?
And then true to form, Chris Sale started showing signs of fatigue and elbow inflammation right around the same time he always does every year.
Well, I mean, at least he's consistent.
Well, yeah, exactly. He runs out of gas in August.
Hey, look, so you said him.
So they put him on the disabled list. They brought him back for 1 start against the O's where he got 12 strikeouts and 68 pitches through 5 innings pitched. So he got the win.
What's good about what I like about Greg Popovich is that remember when he sat his players because they were old, did not play old, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
He just sat him. I love it that baseball can just kind of do that. They can move someone on and off the DL list with impunity.
Right.
It's amazing.
And he's gonna, so their top 2 starters are going to sit. Their 3rd best starter just came back last night and looked great.
Oh, good.
So they look to be lining everything up. The offense, I mean, aside from the goose egg they're putting up now, is looking pretty good. I mean, but against bad teams, they're looking good. So there's reason to be cautiously optimistic, even though they are far and away the best team on paper in the major leagues.
Well, chasing records is always cute, but bottom line is
oh yeah, how did that work out for the Dodgers and the Mariners?
Well, no, you got to win the chance. You got to take the ship, right? You got to take the ship. Remember that Golden State team that was arguably, and then they choked away a 3-1 series lead against. Well, and Cavs.
Look at the Dodgers last season, who were comparable to where the Red Sox were about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They were 55 games over 500.
You got to bring it home.
Yeah, man. And then they lost 16 out of 17.
You got to bring it home.
But then they decided that the best thing was to rest players and get healthy for the playoffs, and they came within 1 game of winning the World Series. I mean, they're not like the Seattle Mariners of 2001 that set their wins record and then choked in the playoffs against the Yankees.
You know the best part about that Mariners team? Is I don't remember anything about it.
Ichiro. It was Ichiro's rookie year. That's all I remember.
Ichiro's as a treasure. And how many years did he play in Japan before he crossed over?
About 8 years in Japan.
So you got to think, man. We got prime Ichiro, and that prime lasted for a long
and then
time.
He just retired this season.
You know what? Ichiro is a story to how it pays to be technically sound in all aspects.
He's got between here and there. He's got more hits than Pete Rose.
Never been a slugger. Just very.
He'll golf you a 5 single night though.
Dog, look, I'm good with that. Look, if I'm a manager, I want someone that's going to produce hits Hits get people on base. Hits bring in RBIs. I'm all about that. You don't got to be the slugger.
That's why I love J.D. Martinez.
Look, you got to love it, right? So
They were just singled.
the Phils. The Phils were doing good. I was surprised. And then this stretch came where they just kept shitting in their hand and smearing it on their body and asking if they were pretty. And it's like, what is this Buffalo Bill shit you guys are doing? Right? I'm fucking watching them get their asses kicked in over and over by like the fucking Mets. The Mets. And
Hey,
I'm
but
like,
they can split with the Red Sox.
yes. Right? So they like lose to the Mets. They like lose to the one of them shitty Florida teams.
Miami.
Yeah, and like then they win a game, and Jake Arrieta came out and talked a bunch of shit again, and then they started winning, and I'm like, well, so apparently what happens is they go through slide, Jake Arrieta talks a bunch of shit, and then they win. But there was a trade recently to the Phils, and he's of consequence, and he actually slugged in a win for him recently. And I can't remember his name because I don't care about baseball enough. But God, what was his name? Either way, it's just weird that they were able to bring this guy in. They lost
Josh. No, they didn't bring in Josh Donaldson because he went to Cleveland.
It was a Hispanic name.
Estrubal Cabrera.
Might have been Cabrera.
Yeah, that's who they got.
Yeah, Cabrera brought in. He slugged in a win for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they lost the Manny Machado sweepstakes, which was a little disappointing. I was hoping that, so we lost on LeBron with the Sixers and we lost on Machado with the Phils. But hey, look, it's what it is.
Yeah, they'll sign him as a free agent in the winter.
Hey, look, it's I don't know.
You're still 3 games out of both the wild card and the division as we enter the month of September, so there's still hope.
So, I wrote some interesting shit for this. I'm gonna try to do the voice. Bear with me here. So, will they make the postseason? Will they continue to shit their pants in glorious fashion? Is this a ruse to make casual fans give up the sport altogether? Find out next week on Do the Phillies Suck? Because I
you just
know.
need some organ playing.
I
in
do.
The
I need that old time organ. The Phils are such a bipolar team right now. They are. The slide they went into is inexplicable. Like, their bats just went cold.
Hey, it could be worse. You could be the shittiest team to have the most wins in the major leagues. Because Boston fans, insufferable. We are a crap team according to the fan base.
But you guys were insufferable before this year too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just the way they bash their own team.
No, dude.
Like they eat their young.
Dude, I think Boston is the gold standard for shitty fan bases.
And shitty media.
No, yeah, seriously, you guys have some terrible media. Minihan got hung up on again by Brady.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He
wouldn't leave it alone on the Alex Guerrero.
The Guerrero thing, right? His witch doctor. So
hey,
whatever, pliability. So
yeah, he's pliable.
All right, look, we were so Kenny and I went to Lowe's before we started writing the show today. Before we went to scrub up the writing, because Kenny did a bunch of writing this morning while he was eating and drinking and being merry. He decided, I'm gonna write. So
that sausage bread Lady Dork made was great.
It looks like a cheesesteak.
It was pretty much just, bread rolled over top of sausage and cheese.
Oh, sounds good.
It was delicious.
Sounds. When you slice it?
She sliced it. Yeah, she sliced it like a loaf.
So you fry it after you slice? You just eat it like that?
No, it was a nice golden crispy.
I've never heard of sausage bread before you posted pictures of it. Oh, I mean, I'm down to try it, but do you put marinara sauce? That sounds like you can have that like with marinara sauce.
It's a very versatile dish. It sounds.
That sounds like a. Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Actually, pretty good. But either way, we went to Lowe's, and while we were going to Lowe's and talking, it was like talking about Tom Brady and his athleticism or lack thereof. Now, Tom Brady looks every bit of a spry 30-year-old dude in his prime when he's standing in a pocket. The second he leaves that pocket and has to run at all, he looks every bit of 42.
Yeah.
He looks fucking out of place. So we talked about the pass that he dropped in the Super Bowl because that's it, for one, is an interesting play call, but the difference in how he appeared during that play, vice all the rest of the times of the season, he just looked like a totally different person running a route. You're just like, oh my god.
Oh well, there's also this one time he actually did catch a pass from the 2016 season, and it's like, am I playing in slow motion?
It's fucking hilarious.
It is. It's just the fact that nobody could catch up to him.
Well, nobody was around him. I mean, fucking Tom Brady, not known for his speed here, but
pliability more than
pliability. So Guerrera has him, doing good as long as he's in the pocket. The second he leaves, he's like a shambling zombie
corpse,
out there.
yeah.
He's fucking looking bad. But let's get into why these divisions suck, man.
All right, you ready to tee it off on the NFC South again?
For the division of disappointment, yes, I'm all for that. How many Super Bowls does that division have?
2.
Who do they belong to? The Saints?
Tampa and the Saints.
The Tampa and the Saints have their lone Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, Carolina's still one of the younger teams. They came out in the mid '90s, so they get a pass.
No, that expansion excuse is gone.
No, but they haven't. But Atlanta's been around for years. They have no excuse.
Yeah, they're around since the '60s.
They have no excuse. All right.
Oh, they have no excuse.
The Saints actually have one.
Yeah.
Right. If Tampa, who's had the record for futility before the before the Lions and the Browns fucking came to the
said,
table.
"Oh, hold my beer,
hold my beer. We can do you 2 better." But Tampa was able to get a ring, and the Saints have a ring. But this is the division of disappointment. The entire division is disappointed.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the fact that it should have been an all NFC South NFC title game, except for colossal failures at the very end of those games.
Beautiful failures.
Colossal failures.
Beautiful failures.
Stop it.
I'm all about the failure there.
Yeah, and I'm all about the Pentiums.
Bring on the fail train.
So let's serve it up with the most bitter disappointment of that postseason. How about New Orleans?
Yeah, Mark Ingram was suspended for the first 4 games of the season for PEDs, which is gonna take a little luster off that week 6 when Drew Brees finally breaks the passing record. He might break it earlier than that because he has to pass.
Yeah, but then also they're gonna wear out Alvin Kamara a little sooner, I think.
He's not a big dude. He's pretty strong, but
he's gonna have to carry the load for the first 4 games.
He is, and that's gonna be bad for him.
Long term over the course of the season, yes, it will.
Yes. So speaking of Alvin Kamara, he decided, the little cheeky bastard, he decided to go onto the radio. And first of all, hats off to him for his
enthusiasm.
No, well, all right. So he had a bad quote, which I'm going to use for this, right? But he also said some pretty self-aware shit. And it was like, fuck, man, what do you do? Like, you did everything right, and then it comes down to one fucking play, and the guy fucks up, and now it's all for naught. Like, he said some pretty enlightening shit, for the most part. But what he said was, if we would have played Philly, we would have beat their asses. And I was like, well, you may be right, but I guess we'll never know, will we, Alvin? Because you fucking didn't make it to Philly.
Man.
Because the team that did beat you got the fucking life stomped out of them to the tune of 38-7.
Well, not only that, if Marshawn Lattimore didn't hit the hit stick before.
No, it wasn't Lattimore.
Oh.
It was a rookie. Another rookie. That wasn't Lattimore. He definitely hit the hit stick too soon, which, don't worry, his name is probably tattooed on at least 3 Saints fans right now, just so they can remember the failure when they black out drinking. But yeah, dude. So Skull? Anyone?
Skull.
Skull.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that. Yeah.
That was. I guess it served a good point because it got Minnesota's hopes up that they would host the Super Bowl and play in it, which was great to watch that undo itself.
Right.
But to postulate that they would have beaten the shit out of Philadelphia and Philly.
No.
I mean, I don't think so. Either way, so let's go to Carolina, right? So
oh, good Lord, they have a new owner.
Yeah, he looks like he wears like he's wearing someone's skin.
Yeah, and he sidestepped the traditional path to NFL ownership by being a minority owner of the Steelers, which is kind of ironic.
Kind of ironic.
Because don't the Steelers hate men? Oh.
Anyway, so they brought in Norv Turner to help invigorate Cam Newton, and I'm not sure.
I mean, they say they're going to get him back to his MVP form of 3 seasons ago. That remains to be seen.
Well, yeah. I mean, when he's dunking on everybody, then yeah. But the thing is, he's got to run.
Well, I mean, regardless of how well he does this season, we know his post-game press conferences.
Gonna be amazing.
Oh, good Lord, event viewing.
Oh my God. So can we put dibs on what kind of hat he's gonna be wearing? I think he'll be wearing a stovepipe at least once.
Oh, I think he's gonna go steampunk at least once.
Steampunk is a good choice. That's a good guess. Can we go with Fantasy/future. Like, can we go with like a Game of Thrones mixed with Firefly, maybe?
Maybe, but I always loved the strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Oh, he dressed like a church aunt that one time. That was
Yes!
beautiful. That was beautiful. And then he got called out by Kelvin Benjamin for being inaccurate as fuck.
Oh.
So Kelvin Benjamin from Set It Off wandered over there and fucking told him, because Kevin Benjamin's on the Bills now, right? He's on the Bills, so he went over to Cam. He talked shit to Cam like, "That motherfucker's inaccurate as shit." And I'm like, Kevin Benjamin, you're just a tall version of Queen Latifah, dude.
Bruh, you just got Butterfingers.
Well, that's because he's been eating fucking Butterfingers all day. But
he's overweight.
But what's funny is he said that like right before the Bills played the Panthers in preseason. So now we have this weird tense meeting with Cam Newton and Kelvin Benjamin before the game where they're talking shit to each other, and it's like, well, one's an MVP. And the other is Kevin Benjamin. So, I mean, he may be inaccurate as all fuck, but I mean, your shitty hands didn't help at all.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because if you're that valuable, your ass would still be here, buddy. But yeah. So now McCaffrey, I don't know, man. McCaffrey.
I mean, it felt like last year he was overhyped.
Well,
Was he finding his way in the offense?
No. He wasn't overhyped. It's people overstated what his role was going to be in the offense.
Huh.
Right? I don't think McCaffrey's a bad player at all. I think he's a really good player. I just don't think he's anyone's savior. He's a good piece. Like he's like Darren Sproles, right? Don't depend on Darren Sproles, but he's a hell of a piece to have on.
Rumor is he's going to get about 30 touches a game.
That's not good. He was going to die. He's not a big guy.
Yeah, no.
He's going to die. So I guess that's nice. But either way, look for Cam to show off his accuracy issues like never before as he tosses 6-yard check downs to McCaffrey and overthrows Torrey Smith, who would probably fucking drop it either way. Oh shit! So yeah, the Eagles traded Torrey Smith to this guy for this cornerback, right? And the cornerback ended up getting a DUI and probably getting cut. So now some other shit just came out that this guy may be looking at some significant jail time or something. So
Oh goodness.
that was a good call.
Sound judgment. You know?
Yeah. Oh shit. Also, did you know that tacky ass statue of Jerry Richardson with the Panthers with him is contractually obligated for it to be there forever?
Shut up.
Contractually obligated.
In perpetuity?
In perpetuity. So
No, they can't have it timed out.
no, I don't think so.
I
So
mean, what's the penalty for removing it?
I don't know. I'm really curious. I would
I would pay that money.
I would postulate that a saboteur break that thing somehow. So it was so like mind blowing. The NFL itself is going, how many other weird ass things are written into some of these ownership transfer contracts? So the NFL is actually investigating to see who else has a tacky statue written into their fucking contract of sale.
Let's get Ted Wells on this right away.
Yeah, right. Let's get him on there and put him in the
Yeah,
news
I mean,
here.
I'm sure he'll fudge it in the way that makes the NFL look good, right?
But if you've never seen that statue, it's basically Jerry Richardson filleting himself
It's
publicly.
self-aggrandization.
It's pretty bad.
It's terrible.
Like it's a shit. It's a fucking shit statue.
It's terrible.
But look, if I was a billionaire owning an NFL team, I might put some shit up there myself too. Like, hey, Dirty, here's a few $1 billion. You're now the owner of the Eagles. I would definitely have my fat ass sitting in a fucking recliner as a statue with an eagle perched on my shoulder eating nachos. Fuck yeah, I would.
I mean, shit, you'd put up a statue of you throwing a battery at Santa Claus and hitting him.
Fuck him, dude. Yes, fuck Santa Claus. Not even real anyway.
All right, fine.
Oh,
Just like the Falcons championship hopes because the Super Bowl's in their stadium this year.
so not going to Megatron's butthole, which doesn't work, by the way.
It doesn't work.
No, it broke. It's broken already.
So Megatron's butthole is broken.
Megatron's butthole doesn't function properly.
You know, it's so sad too because the Falcons drafted Calvin Ridley as how have I heard it described? Replacement for Julio Jones / wingman. You know what I find fascinating?
What's that?
But with the fact that they drafted Calvin Ridley, who played at Alabama.
He played at Bama.
Yeah, and Alabama won a national championship in which building?
I believe Megatron's butthole.
Right, they've won it in Megatron's butthole. So they're hoping that because the Super Bowl is held in Megatron's butthole, he'll help them learn how to win a championship in the state of Georgia.
Oh, maybe. That's a good theory. I like that.
I like it. It sounds like a good theory, except for the fact that the Falcons have to make the fucking playoffs.
Well, the Falcons have Steve Sarkisian still drunkenly calling plays from the booth, so look for that offensive innovation.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
not
how
happening.
I don't know how you regress offensively as a team that has the previous year's MVP and a no shit freak of nature as Julio Jones as your receiver with the running game that they have.
Or Tevin Coleman.
I don't see how they...
Devontae Freeman.
But they pulled it off.
They did it.
They regressed. Good job.
Congratulations.
And Sarkisian's still there.
Well, and not only that, but worst part is Sarkisian, even when he's sober, is way out of his depth in the NFL.
So look, I'm going to give you guys a quick tip, right? This team is going to disappoint you, right? So if you are rooting for this team, stop. Unless you live in Atlanta, because if you live in Atlanta, you should be well used to disappointment by now. And you're
28-3
for them. 28-3. The Hawks.
The fade into the end zone. It's a boot.
No, God. Shit. Georgia football. Any of that. Just you should be. If you're from Atlanta, you should be used to disappointment. The Braves. They actually have one though, didn't they?
They won one in 1995, but remember they won 15 straight division titles.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no. One out of every 15, you win a title. Come on.
Well,
with that rotation they had.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, so Atlanta's used to disappointment.
Atlanta should be used to disappointment. So Atlanta's residents keep on cheering for the Dirty Birds. They'll always be there to disappoint.
But Dirty, at least they're not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh shit, the fucking ears. All right, so since his rookie year, I've gone and said that Jameis Winston was a good football player until a person. I'm gonna revise that. He's not even a good football player anymore. He's a turnover machine who's always been close, but his head issues are almost impossible to overlook at this point. The suspension.
I mean, it's impossible to overlook because it's jammed up his ass.
I mean, amongst other things, yes. But having Fitzmagic there doesn't help, right? So if you were looking for a quarterback controversy, you're gonna get it because Fitzpatrick's gonna fucking play lights out for those 3 games, and then Jameis' Uncle Rico is gonna fucking waddle his fat ass back in there, throw another 30 fucking picks, and then you're gonna be calling for the white guy again because this is what y'all do. And the bearded wonder from Harvard is gonna go back in there with fucking, and then you're gonna sign him, and then he's gonna suck out loud, and it's gonna be beautiful, and you're gonna have deserved all of it, you toothless, shirtless motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, and the problem I get is that remember a couple of years ago they signed a bunch of big name free agents to occupy their offensive line along, like guys like, and this is his real name, J.R. Sweezy.
Sweezy.
Is that his
rap name?
No, it's his real name.
Does he do music with Lil Bulgogi?
No.
About Club Soda?
No. No, dude. No. But I mean, it's like they cut a bunch of those guys to sign guys like Vinny Curry and Bo Allen, so the D line would be better.
All right, so you pick up the second stringers from the Eagles because Super Bowl.
Oh, and then the 3-finger discount of JPP.
3-finger discount. Shout out to Urinating Tree for that one. Beautiful phrase right there. For those who Urinating Tree is a YouTube guy and he fucking shit posts about a bunch of sports and it's fucking glorious. The guy's is pretty good. He's a hater, and I love that he's a hater because it's funny.
It's great. I gotta give him some props for that one too. That's great.
3-finger discount.
How would you describe this team though?
You know what? And Tampa Bay should have some experience with this. They are the MRSA of fucking football teams. They really are. They won't go away, and they suck to be. They suck. They suck. There's nothing redeeming about this team. From the embarrassment that was Robert Aguayo to Uncle Rico.
He just got cut by the Chargers the other day.
Good, because I don't think he should have been. I think Tampa fucked that guy. They ruined his career by drafting him. Good job, Tampa. You ruined a kicker's career by drafting him.
Kick ass.
Fucking way higher than he should have.
Yeah.
Most accurate kicker in NCAA history.
Wow, but
Can't kick anymore because of y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make too many jokes about drafting a kicker way too high because I'm playing fantasy football for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah.
Guess what round Stephanie drafted her kicker in?
First.
No, 7th, but still.
Oh, okay.
But out of 18 rounds. Just because she had to have Justin Tucker.
Oh, she's a homer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's a homer. And Justin Tucker's a good kicker.
He is a damn good kicker.
He's actually a better human being than he is kicker. Because he's a pretty outstanding human being. I'm not gonna lie. He's like an opera singer, and he's like a local legend around here, man. He's actually a pretty cool dude. I wouldn't mind having a beer with Justin Tucker.
Damn shame what happened to his backup the other night.
What happened to his backup?
Got beat up on North Street in Baltimore.
Wow.
What was he doing in North Street in Baltimore?
One would ask.
Yes, we'll get to that later. Anyway,
wow.
Well, not really.
I'm curious now.
Yeah, it's something that Stephanie and I were discussing this morning. But yeah. Anyway, I digress.
I digress. So let's get into the AFC South here.
8 minutes away from a Super Bowl.
Jacksonville, I've got it for you. Can you please go kick this off?
Well, I mean, for one thing, Jacksonville had their feet on New England's throat heading into the half, and Doug Marrone took a knee. And Doug Peterson was right to call him out on that.
Doug Peterson called him a bitch.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, then that was thematic of the rest of the game because then, Tom Brady wore out that D. Yeah. Yes. Wore out that defense. And the offense was able to do nothing. Blake Bortles was spectacularly ineffective in the second half after looking like a stud QB in the first.
Yeah.
And he was a free agent. It was largely assumed they were going to move on from him. Did they, Dirt?
Oh, God, of course not.
They kept him. Not only that, they signed him to a 3-year, $60 million extension. So he's the quarterback through 2020.
Dude, do you imagine how many wallets and car keys you could lose with that kind of money?
Ay caramba. And then, Leonard Fournette is back, and they have a nasty defense. They should repeat as division champions.
They should.
But
I don't know.
I mean, seriously.
So, all right. So apparently after you win the Super Bowl, you get to write a book. That's something that people do nowadays, or I don't know.
Well, Belichick doesn't.
No, because Belichick doesn't communicate any other way than fucking.
And that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
He sends messenger pigeons. It'd be hard to write a book like that. But
send a raven.
Send a raven. Yes.
Game of Thrones humor.
So, Doug Peterson went in his book. He was like, "Yeah, I was watching the Patriots-Jaguars game in the locker room before our game, and when I saw them take a knee at the half, I flipped out." He was like, I swear to God, I would never do that. What the fuck are you doing? This is the Patriots you're talking about here. Why would you give them any chance? And then he was like, do you not trust your offense? Do you not trust your quarterback to put some fucking points on the board? And he's absolutely right. So, of course, because, you got to stir it up. The media jumps in, and they're like, oh, they're trying to make this to a beef. So they asked Doug Marrone, hey, did you hear what Doug Peterson said? He goes, what? He goes, Doug Peterson went on to say that he would have never taken that knee at the half. And so basically what Marrone said was that he didn't give a fuck. Really. And that is the only response you can have, because what's the only thing worse than their collapse is the one in the Super Bowl the year prior. You had them on the against the ropes, and you let them off the hook, and you deserve all the shit people talk about you.
Yeah, where's Denny Green right now when I need him? Let him off the hook.
Yeah, they thought they were. That was about the Bears, by the way, back when they were good.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah, they were 6-0 at that point.
Yeah.
And they wound up going to the Super Bowl with Rex fucking Grossman.
Yeah. Oh, sexy Rexy.
Yeah.
So
no, wait, no, I thought that was Rex Ryan.
It was Rex Grossman first.
Oh, well, excuse me.
It became Rex Ryan after the whole feet thing. Rex Ryan has a foot fetish.
We need to cleanse our palate and talk about another team.
Rex Ryan probably was asking about Sergio Dip's feet from the booth.
Hey,
Sergio, how are your feet? Show me your feet. Kenny's making faces. He's uncomfortable.
So, how about those Titans?
Titans are terrible. And so, if it wasn't for the Kansas City Chiefs having Andy Reid at the helm and Mariota catching a touchdown pass to himself, they would have fired their coach and moved on. But instead, what they did was they re-signed. They're like, oh no, we're going to keep this guy. And then they fucking re-signed him. Then they fired him. It was weird.
Yeah, like they fired him and brought in Mike Vrabel, who presided over the worst defense in the NFL last season.
But he looks like a strength coach, right? And he was a Patriot at one point. And we're going to be
that seemed to be a theme for the Titans this offseason.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go sign all the Patriots players that we can. We're going to get Malcolm Butler, and we're going to get James
Dion Lewis,
and we're going.
They had Logan Ryan.
We're going to just sign as many Patriots. We're going to Buffalo Bill and wear the Patriots like a skin suit, and that's what they're trying to do, which always works out well for coaches that come from the Patriots, right?
Oh yeah,
no,
anybody that leaves the Belichick protection dome fails miserably.
So let's see who's done it. You have
Josh McDaniels in Denver.
Flamed out terribly in Denver.
Bill O'Brien's the only one that's had any measure of success. Romeo Crennel has presided over 2 dumpster fires in Cleveland and Kansas City.
He did.
Yeah. Charlie Weiss never coached in the pros.
But he sucks at the college level.
At 3 different schools.
Yeah, I don't know how he keeps getting jobs. He's like the Jeff Fisher of the college ranks.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there was... yeah, that's enough.
So, yeah, of course, signing Mike Vrabel who's been a coach in the
Oh
NFL.
wait, Matt Patricia is going to be the latest failure.
God, yeah, I've got
Next
words.
segment.
I've got words for that motherfucker. But yeah. So this is gonna work out terribly. So you guys slid into the playoffs. You guys watched Kansas City shoot themselves in the dick, and then you promptly waltzed into New England and got the ass whooping we all knew you were gonna get. So,
pretty much.
So kudos, because you overachieved by being there anyway, and it ended exactly how
and then
everyone thought it would.
what kills me is they fired Malarkey anyway.
No, because fucking Malarkey's a Sonic Smash Mouth, blah blah blah. They weren't gonna win shit with Malarkey. The bottom line is you weren't gonna win shit with Malarkey. Oh, also Spray Tan retired.
Yeah. Oh.
DeMarco Murray, Spray Tan.
Yeah. So now Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis are your feature backs.
I don't want. Yeah, Derrick Henry's a big motherfucker, dude.
He is a truck.
He's a goddamn truck.
And
yeah. So yeah, the Titans. I mean, look for Mariota to go down about week 6, because I don't think Vrabel knows what the fuck he's doing, and he's gonna get the boy killed.
I think, honestly, if they kind of keep the same approach intact, they'll sneak in.
No.
I think this is a playoff team.
Do you remember when they interviewed Vrabel years ago and asked him if he wasn't playing football, what he'd be doing? You know what his response was?
What was that?
Punching nerds. This motherfucker reeks of, I'm going to change shit for the sake of changing shit.
Okay.
He's that asshole. So look for a whole new ineffective offense and defensive scheme to go into place, and watch these guys miss the playoffs in the historically weak AFC South. Minus Jacksonville, this fucking division sucks.
I disagree, but okay.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I can't. Indianapolis, who we're going to talk about right now, you have with the ghost of Andrew Luck's shoulder showing up now.
Oh, they're lying about his health a full way. He is not the same quarterback he was when they drafted him number 1.
So no, it's impossible. But
No, he's. Ugh.
I'd say, look, for all you Indy fans, all 3 of you, don't look for him to be. You don't want him doing anything besides surviving this season. To be honest with you, the guy hasn't thrown a football in a game worth of shit in like 2 years. He couldn't even throw a tennis ball this time last year. You're lucky that he's back suited up at all. And to be honest with you, you motherfuckers don't deserve him.
No, you don't.
So this is an intelligent, thoughtful human being. He's got no business in your city, let alone your state. So
Yeah.
just be happy he's there.
Well, I mean, plus, Rich, the Colts fan base has been delusional for years. Like, did you know that after the McDaniels thing, where he just agreed to take the head coaching job and then pieced out on him? Right, yeah. Chris Ballard, the general manager, said, well, that's it. The rivalry's back. I'm like, bitch, what rivalry?
The rivalry has to be when both teams kick shit of each other, not when one team goes into Foxborough and gets their asses caved in.
I mean, seriously, the last 7
fucking year.
meetings have been decided by an average score of New England 43, Indianapolis 22. There is no rivalry, and there won't be a rivalry on October 4th because they're going to get their asses handed to them again.
I mean, that's like picking on the short kid, though.
Well, yeah, it's I think Scott Solak said it best on the radio a few years ago during a Patriots-Colts game on Sunday Night Football. He's like, yeah, it's like the school bully waltzing into your house, beating you up in front of your mom, taking your lunch money, saying, what are you going to do about it? And then you piss your pants.
Wow. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, Zoe's got some incredible takes.
Wow, it's a pretty hot take there. But
No, his hot takery is unbelievable, and he is one of the few Boston media guys I still love.
So
Also, the only Patriot quarterback in 1992 to win a game.
nice. But the Colts did poach Frank Reich from the Eagles, who honestly, look. So Frank, I don't exactly know Frank's role, what it was with the Eagles, because Peterson did a lot of play calling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure exactly what Reich. I know Reich had a function because Peterson says he did, but I'm really not sure as to what it was. Either way, because Josh McDaniels fucking psych with your whole fucking team and crawled back into the clutches of the warm bosom of Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick.
Well, I mean, and Kraft really wanted to screw him over for that. For Deflategate.
Oh, he totally did.
Oh, yeah. He's a bitter old man about that.
I mean,
Wouldn't you?
did they win the Super Bowl that year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'd probably be over it by then.
They won another Super Bowl after that,
I'm
too.
just saying, I'd probably be over it if I won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but,
I mean, we did, but
I
either
mean,
way.
seriously, the North remembers.
So I don't exactly know what your team's gonna look like, but you're better off with Frank Reich than Josh McDaniels anyway.
Probably.
I mean, he's Patriots coaches are terrible once they leave the fucking nest.
Yeah, they are, and
They really are. Bill O'Brien quit coaching because it was killing him. Yeah,
yeah.
it was killing him. So,
So but I mean, like, speaking of Bill O'Brien,
Houston, the Tejan Texans, which is a
their
cow.
entire season is riding on the health of J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson.
Which sucks because J.J. Watt's not going to finish the season, but Watson might.
Hey, but they also have the Honey Badger too.
All right, that's good for 6 games.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
Here's Houston. Houston doesn't deserve to win anything, right? This
Yeah.
is one of the teams that had a chance. Their star quarterback goes down, right? Watson came out of nowhere. He starts lighting the fuck up. He goes down in practice with a knee injury, right? They have all right, we can pick up Kaepernick if we're really serious about winning. And they go, nah, fuck that. We're not picking up Kaepernick. I'm going to blow my dick clean off. And they did.
Yeah, they
and
did.
And they weren't even shy about it, right? McNair, what was his name? Bill McNair, Bob McNair.
Bob McNair. Hey,
Yeah,
how many times did we talk about him stepping on his dick last year?
He was not shy about it. So all the terrible things that are going to happen to the franchise this year, I'm totally okay with.
Instead of stepping on his dick, he went and saw that renowned vasectomologist, Dr. Lapakakov.
Nice. He's got some ads, I've heard.
Yeah, he does.
Hopefully we can get him on as a sponsor.
I know. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it.
Work your angles, buddy.
I work the angles.
All right, but yeah, so they're not taking the division. They're almost as bad as the AFC East as far as the division is concerned. There's one team of consequence, the other 3 are fodder, and that one team of consequence is Jacksonville right now. The other 3 teams.
See, I think this is a marginally competitive division with the exception of Indy.
No, I don't think so. I think Tennessee is under talented and undercoached. I think Indianapolis is terrible, and I think Houston, while they have all the talent in the world, will find a way to. They're like the Bengals of the South. They'll find a way to not make the playoffs.
They'll bungle it away.
Or they'll find a way to not do shit once they get there.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have any faith in Houston because how many times have they been past the first round?
Twice.
Okay.
They've never made the title game.
The Texan is a cow, by the way.
It is.
It is. I did not know.
Right, because of the logo.
I just thought it was just, but I guess the
Like-
Longhorn is actually the breed is called a Texan.
Huh.
Right? And my wife was like, that's a stupid name, the Houston Texans. And I'm like, it is pretty stupid. I didn't equate that it was a cow because I don't. Are there any cows in Houston? I mean, at the local.
An actual city, no.
I mean, at the local Walmart, maybe, but not actual cattle. I always thought that was a North Texas thing. Yeah, right?
Yeah. But
Okay,
hey, it's a huge city.
They could have been the Oilers, but no. Either way, let's talk about the NFC North.
Yeah.
Skol! Skol! Foles. Put that dick away, Foles.
Hey. They're still crying about that mess in Philly.
Hey, look, dude. Good, because they deserve every bit of it. They went into Philadelphia, they dressed up the Rocky statue, they were super disrespectful to all the fucking landmarks, and then when they had to play the game, and they
Case Keenum sucked.
Case Keenum didn't suck. They all sucked. Look, when you have Chris Long hitting you, when you have that defense hitting you, you're bound to make some bad throws, right?
Right.
You got Thielen with a broken back playing because reasons. You had Sedano coming back off an injury, talking shit, and getting run over by Blount. They got embarrassed as a team, from the coaching staff down. Even the defense was like, they're out scheming us. There's nothing we can do. Like, so you made it into Philly. You weren't gracious about it at all.
You score an early touchdown, take a 7-0 lead, and then
promptly get blanked for the rest of the game.
And just crap the bed.
But, I mean, honestly, it could have happened to a nicer fan base. Really. The passive aggressiveness of the northerner, Midwestern northerner, and all the shit, their virtue signaling and everything else, they deserved all the terrible things that happened to them in that game. They totally did. Like, you guys should have just been grateful that you guys, that asshole from the Saints used a hit stick too soon. You know you shouldn't even fucking been there.
Right.
But to assume that going into Philly, you were owed a single thing other than that asshole when you got is
that's pretty presumptuous.
Pretty presumptuous. So also, hey, when those Eagles fans coming for the Super Bowl, let's all drop them off at the wrong place. That's called kidnapping. And we can totally do it because I'm an Uber driver. And that's what they were trying to do until somebody chimed up. That's actually a felony, so please don't do that. And they were like, oh, I guess we're not going to do that.
So
yeah,
and
super salty.
Yeah. So then, deciding to move on and stop being super salty, they addressed the glaring weakness of the team. And not to say that Case Keenum did a bad job last season, but in the big moments he did not.
Well, no. Cousins is a slight upgrade, I believe, but I mean,
was he worth 3 years, $84 million, fully guaranteed? Though?
Now, I love that his contract's fully guaranteed because Rodgers totally took that and like had his way with the fucking Packers. But no, I don't think Kirk Cousins. I think he's a corny motherfucker, and I don't think he's a good quarterback at all because he has a terrible record against teams that are actually good. Kirk Cousins does not beat good teams. For all the stats he puts up, those are against really shitty teams. He doesn't win games against teams that are good.
He doesn't shine light in the big lights.
No, so he's perfect for Minnesota because that whole team is like that.
But they are an early Super Bowl favorite in many betting circles.
And they were last year too.
Well, yes.
Okay.
And they almost got there.
So
But it counts only in horseshoes. Yeah.
So as Your Dating Tree stated, they are now the proud owners of an ass whooping at the NFC Championship game for all 4 NFC East teams.
Yes, they are.
Every team, the Cowboys, Giants,
The Washington Foreskins,
and the Eagles have not just beaten them in the NFC Championship game, but kicked the shit out of them in the NFC Championship game.
all in different decades.
All in different decades. So congratulations on that, Minnesota. You
are
that
the
record
all-time ass whoopings.
for the East. Yes. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to a bunch of pass ag tweets coming up for the Week 5 face-off in Minnesota. I'm looking
What a
forward to
bunch
that.
of weirdos.
They're just weird.
Well, that's just Minnesota for you.
So speaking of weird,
Detroit's also using that Tennessee Titan strategy.
kind of, sort of.
Well, they signed LeGarrette Blount. They brought in Matt Patricia as their head coach.
LeGarrette Blount's coming there as an Eagle, but yeah,
But he's also a former Patriot.
he also doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he also has five stages of not giving a fuck.
Did you see his team picture where he came out and like wasn't wearing a cup? It was he came out with a picture and it was just like, hey, look at my dick. Like, bro, I need you to go back in the locker room like, but my dick. Just look at my dick.
I mean, this guy has been the king of not giving a fuck ever since he decked that Boise State player on national television in college.
Totally had it coming. But Garrett Blount, look, Philly fans are gonna love this guy. No, despite his inefficiency in the stretch, when it came to running him off or clean over, that was the guy.
Oh yeah, dude, I used to love that about him. Like you need somebody to salt away a playoff win. LeGarrette Blount will run over everyone.
He will do it. Now, is that the LeGarrette Blount Detroit's going to get? Nope.
Well, they're not even going to use him that much.
They're going to get the Pittsburgh version of LeGarrette Blount.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that the Eagles got something other than that is amazing. I mean, seriously, the fact that the Eagles were able to get anything out of him.
Oh yeah,
is
how
amazing.
much playing time is he actually going to get with Kerryon Johnson and Amir Abdullah in the backfield, though?
It's Detroit, dude. They'll find a way to fuck it up and get him the ball a bunch of times.
Well, I mean, not only that, but you got a bunch of ricocheted passes from Matt Stafford coming up.
I hope those players are all wearing flak jackets, man, because those bullets are gonna hurt. Because throwing a pick at 140 miles an hour is just as good as throwing a fucking reception at 140 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
But so if Me Too ever becomes a thing in the NFL, Matt Patricia's the first coach to go down.
I mean, yeah, well, and not only that, I wasn't even thinking about that from that perspective on why they're going to be terrible, because he's bringing that patented bend but don't break defense.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, so the most yards and points ever scored in the Super Bowl or a postseason game ever happened in the Super Bowl with Nick Foles carving the Patriots defense up.
When your defensive strategy is give up all the yards you want but hold them to a field goal in the red zone, no, you don't deserve to win the Super Bowl.
Which most teams weren't able to do, and neither were the Patriots. But look, that's what you're getting for a head coach. So
have fun with that, Detroit.
Have fun with that. At least he wears a hat backward, though. So
hey, sorry, not sorry, Motown.
Is he going to shave? I hope he shaves.
He shaved a little bit I think he trimmed the beard up a little bit for his introductory press conference, but he still had that stupid pencil that he had in his ear.
He chokes on that fucking pencil.
Like, seriously.
I fucking don't like that guy.
I'm so glad that Brian Flores took over the Patriot defense from him.
I don't like that guy.
I don't like him either.
Something about sexual assault just makes me not like you.
Well, we have different reasons for not liking the guy.
Probably the sexual assault part of it, though.
But I mean, that does make him a piece of shit.
Pretty simple when it comes to that kind of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the most shocking revelation in that was finding out that Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute had a football team.
Who?
That's where he went to college.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go on to Green Bay. So,
yeah,
they don't get Khalil Mack, but they do get Khalil Mack, which is not good.
Yeah, week 1.
Yeah, they're gonna get Khalil Mack.
So Aaron Rodgers is pissed off about that.
Well, I'd be super pissed off.
I mean, shit, he's coming off of a busted shoulder.
He is, and his offensive line has not improved.
It's just like the hats that their fans wear, Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese. So here's the thing: he won't go down week 1. No, he'll go down the next time they play Chicago. That's when he'll go down because that's when it'll hurt the most. Right? So
yeah,
as per tradition, your annual Aaron Rodgers injury will happen mid-late season as it's supposed to.
But if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, once again he will drag the Beeve, kicking and screaming, to 10-6.
This is another team that had a chance to make the playoffs had they just signed Kaepernick. So, like seriously,
and then just watching, Mike McCarthy trip all over himself to explain away why Brett Hundley was a better option. No, Brett Hundley is not an NFL quarterback.
Didn't he get picked up somewhere? Didn't they trade him or something? From
No.
Seattle?
Oh, well, that would.
Seattle signed him. I think he didn't get
Oh,
traded to Seattle.
Seattle is just a whole another can of worms we'll get into.
But yeah, so look, I hope that somebody's watching Return of the Mac when Khalil Mack inevitably injures Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he was.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. So
It happened 3 days ago.
So Green Bay, for all the glory that is Aaron Rodgers and his prime that you've wasted, I wish upon you at the Chicago defense.
Oh, well, you know what? Aaron Rodgers fleeced them for 4 years, $134 million.
No, he didn't fleece shit. That team is totally off the map without him, and he knows it, and they don't support him, and they still have that dumbass coach sitting there fucking it up. They still have shitty defensive coordinators and no fucking role players, no fucking skill position players.
They cut Jordy Nelson.
Well, he's old and brittle, so I'm okay with that. But who they replace him with?
Jimmy Graham, who
doesn't block
and is
old
and brittle.
So
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
How does this get better for them?
It doesn't. So here they are wasting Aaron Rodgers' primes. Therefore, he should be compensated for the time that they're wasting. And I don't think he should finish his career. He should do the whole ring thing like Peyton Manning did and go to a team with a rock solid defense and win another championship because he doesn't want to be like Brett Favre and be a great quarterback that only won it once.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers honestly deserves better.
He does, and he won't get it in Green Bay.
No, because Green Bay's so complacent because he's been able to bail them out.
Yeah.
They're complacent, so they deserve
Well, I mean, Green Bay as a whole has been complacent for the last quarter century because they've had two starting quarterbacks.
Two generational quarterbacks come in for him?
Yeah.
One after the other? I mean, that's pretty easy. Now, Chicago.
Hey, they're looking up.
So, all right, the Chicago Khalil Mack trade. So the Raiders sent Khalil Mack in a second rounder.
Has Brandon stopped celebrating yet?
No, he's still doing the happy dance. So they traded Khalil Mack and a second rounder for 2 first rounders from Chicago. And Chicago promptly went and fucking paid the man.
All he wanted was to get paid.
And dude got paid.
6 years, $141 million, $90 million of it guaranteed.
$60 million at signing.
Damn.
So Khalil Mack got paid.
Khalil Mack cashed in.
Yeah. Now I don't think he's one of the dudes who's going to fall off the map once he gets paid.
Oh no! I mean, dude, just the thought of him in a Vic Fangio defense. That's terrifying.
He's got potential to do some good things. However, this is Chicago. So Mitch, the guy whose name none of you motherfuckers can pronounce correctly, is
Trubisky.
Yeah, but they call him Trubinsky.
What? Oh, Mitch Trubinsky.
Yeah, seriously. Most Chicago fans can't pronounce their own quarterback's name correctly, but they're super.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, shit you not, man. If you ever have the displeasure of running into someone else from Chicago other than Brandon, they will mispronounce their quarterback's name. But they'll be all about him.
I can see that.
They'll be all about him though. Reading's hard, man. Come on, all those letters and shit, making words and sentences.
Conjunction.
I got a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be fun to watch the Bears defense. And then
can we call him Trubinsky from now on?
I guess we could.
All right, and Mitch Trubinsky.
This is the time we find out whether he's legit or not.
Yeah, all right, because they got Aaron Robinson now, right? Allen Robinson's there. They have a good running game.
Yeah.
Chicago's got chances to do some good things. However, they coexist in the same division as Minnesota and Green Bay. So...
They're a year away. I want to say they're a year away.
Also, their owners are cheap as fuck, but they did pay Max. So
I don't
know.
I know, right? Nothing makes sense anymore.
I can't make this shit up. Look, this is why there's no shitty hot take. I can't pretend that this is.
I know, right? That the El Cheapo Chicago owners broke the bank for Khalil Mack.
Yeah, and traded about 2 assets for him.
I know.
So holy shit. So all right, at this point, we're going to take a break, and we're going to split the show. And we're going to come back with the... Oh, wait, no.
Not yet.
No, I'm sorry. We have the AFC North. I forgot about those guys because 2 of the teams are terrible.
Ha, 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 ha.
And the other one is... I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so go ahead, kick it off, buddy. I know that you have a thing for Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. So, how was your offseason, Pittsburgh?
Well,
they didn't lock up Le'Veon Bell long term, and he said this is his last year as a Steeler. Yeah. So the breakup of the Killer Bees is imminent. He's going to ball out. I've had a lot of people project that he's going to ball out. His conditioning is suspect, though. So I question that. Ben,
I know, dude, making it rain in the club takes some pretty good endurance.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of arm
I mean, like, seriously. And then grabbing the booties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so sure he's doing that, but will it translate on the field? That's what I want to know. Le'Veon, have fun trying to get that next contract.
Oh, he's going to get paid.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, you figure they drafted a quarterback and then they traded away Landry Jones, who's been a solid backup the last few years.
Not if you talk to D from down south. The Landry Jones is the plague, according to him.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh,
but
seriously?
every time they've needed him to step in, he's won a game or two for them.
Dude,
That's all I'm saying.
Landry Jones is like Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, pretty much. But so they drafted Mason Rudolph out of Oklahoma State in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Which makes it seem like, and all indications are he is the heir apparent to Ben Roethlisberger.
Too easy.
Too easy. Yeah, I know.
So is he going to be an asshole with a great penis?
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, I'm not going to go so far as to say he's a rapist, but I will say that he's an asshole.
He is a piece of shit.
He is a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, any guy that would ride a motorcycle without a helmet is not too smart in my book.
I'm okay with it, dude. It's fucking Darwinism at its finest, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah. All natural selection.
Everybody go ahead and do it, man. For all those who want to do
it,
they
did, but
don't let the law stop you.
Hey, the thing is, they still have Antonio Brown. They still have a pretty stout defense. What I think really the Steelers need here is to just be kept on task. Because you saw that a lot last year. They admitted openly 4 weeks away from playing New England that they were focusing on prepping for New England and at the expense of game planning for the games they already had in front of them.
So what's weird is Jacksonville kicked the living shit out of Pittsburgh, and then they pretended like that's not what happened, and then Jacksonville came back into Pittsburgh and hung up a lot of points on them, and Pittsburgh started to change the comeback, but ultimately they lost in Pittsburgh to the Jaguars. It's sending the Jaguars to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
that was essentially theirs to go to.
Yeah,
but they had to come back for that, and I believe you're right. They all believe they were focused on the game they actually had to play.
No, they weren't.
Now, of course, Steelers fans will say it's because Ryan Shazier almost severed his fucking spinal cord. Which, hold on, let's not make this guy into some kind of hero. He's a cautionary tale. Ryan Shazier is a cautionary tale as to why that helmet rule exists right now.
Yep.
He speared that motherfucker, which is why he hurt himself. Look, I hope he heals, and I hope he gets functionality in his body and everything else, but I don't think that motherfucker should ever put on a pair of cleats and play football ever again in any capacity. No. I don't care if it's like ultimate frisbee. He needs to stay the fuck away. No way. Now, that's not what's going to happen, though. They're going to prop this guy up as some kind of hero. He's going to go out there, do coin flips and everything else. They're going to really make this into some kind of fucking monstrosity.
Something it isn't.
But, because that's what you do. But he's going to be all for it because he's an idiot. But Ryan Shazier should never play again. Ever.
Now, in spite of all the trash we've just talked, the Steelers are the prohibitive favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this season by many people.
There's only 2 teams in the AFC worth talking about it. It is the Steelers and the Patriots. Everyone else sucks ass.
And you can be sure that they're ignoring the 13 games they have to play before they play New England on December 16th in preparation for their excuses as to why they lost to New England again.
Yeah, well.
I mean, that just happens. The day they beat the Pats in a game that matters will be the day that this team has officially re-arrived. So that means it'll never happen.
Never happen.
Hi, D.
He's going to have words.
I'm sure he will.
So Baltimore. So, Joe Flacco is your starter, even though you know good and damn well he shouldn't. All right, I personally watched Lamar Jackson put 2 motherfuckers on ice skates on one play, and the kid can throw. But no.
He doesn't have the accuracy yet, I don't think.
Neither does Flacco. So
I mean, he's slightly less accurate than Flacco, if that makes any sense.
However,
RG3 is not the answer either.
No, God no.
Those are your choices in Baltimore.
That's all by choice, though. Look, Lamar Jackson, they're not going to use that guy to his full potential.
Not yet.
All right, the Ravens they're great for underachieving. Like every year they can do great things, and every year they'll be in close games, and every year they'll disappoint their fan base. Right? Last year it was the Bengals fucking them up at the last second with nothing to lose, nothing to gain, and allowing the Bills.
They got Tyler Boyded.
Allowing the Bills to sneak into the playoffs, which, I mean, I guess good for them. But so Andy Dalton is still like the most popular player in Buffalo.
Yeah, he is.
He's never played for Buffalo.
Those fans still make charitable donations to his foundation.
They really do. And
they love him.
They love him, and they should, because he's done more for their team than anyone else has.
Yeah, well, maybe he should go be their quarterback.
But that was at the expense of Baltimore, and that's the kind of shit. Now, I will say that Baltimore is good to knock the Patriots off in the postseason. The problem is always been
getting there.
They can't get there. For one, their players all die for some reason during the regular season. They went and replaced all their sod, too. They went from turf to actual grass, and they still lost everybody. Of course, signing players like Ben Watson doesn't help, because he's like...
Hey, Ben Watson's a saint now.
He was old.
He's still old. That's fine. He's still a solid tight end.
Phrasing. All right,
Boom.
so... you know what? Let's talk about the Bengals. I believe that there's a team in Cincinnati. I believe they're called the Bengals. I don't know. I've never really seen them.
They're content with mediocrity.
I believe they have what's called a Marvin Lewis as a coach, and that
for the 16th season. No, 17th.
And that they're really comfortable with Marvin Lewis as a coach, even though he's never actually won a playoff game.
I guess that knocking the Ravens out of the playoffs was enough for ownership to say, you know what, we're fine with continuing to be not good, but not bad either.
I guess.
I mean, they're 0-7 in the playoffs under him.
Nice.
They haven't won a division title in 10 years, right?
Right.
Something like that. 7 years, whatever.
Look, you know what the most interesting thing about this team is that they are so uninteresting.
They're mediocre.
I mean, well, you can... If you look at their head cases, well, Pac-Man Jones is gone. But
Pac-Man Jones is gone, but they kept Vontez.
So you can count on him to at least do something.
Not for the first 4 weeks of the season.
No, because he's suspended for PED this time.
Oh, it's not a head case issue.
Not because, well, I guess it's a head case issue, but not for something dirty.
This time?
This time.
Yeah.
Because the last two...
Well, it's a different type of dirty.
Nice. Dirty pee. He
He
failed the whiz quiz.
He did.
So wait, you mean a guy who had a shitty combine because he was high may have judgment issues?
Could be. Could be.
Who knows?
Hey, they also gave the defense should still be decent though, because they extended the contracts of Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap. Mm-hmm. But there just isn't enough here to generate true excitement.
No, I don't really care about this team.
I mean, the most interesting thing about this team is that it just isn't interesting.
Buffalo loves them.
Well, yeah, I mean that too. I mean,
You know, Cincinnati believes himself to be the chili capital of the world.
hey,
I would never not be amazed by that.
I mean, I've had Skyline chili. It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
It is.
Is it
Well,
good enough to
one of
say
my-
that you're the capital of chili?
No.
Okay.
That's an overstatement.
That's a pretty bold fucking statement.
Like, you know, there are people that think the Cleveland Browns can make the playoffs this year.
Who are these people? Are they okay?
I think a couple of them might work for Fox Sports. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, then they're not okay.
They're
Okay.
not. Yeah.
So
I mean, people are way too optimistic about this team. I'm going to say that right now, and they should realistically expect the continuation of the dumpster fire.
Well, all right. So they get Jarvis Landry, who's more famous right now for going on a really, really good rant in the preseason than anything else. Michael Kendricks gets cut from the Eagles, and they sign Michael Kendricks, and they pay the man, and now he's just been indicted for securities fraud for insider trading. So that's
yeah, but they're
nice.
still on the hook for that contract.
Oh no, they cut him, so they're going to eat that dead money.
That's what I mean.
Are they? No, there's got to be a clause in there for felonies. I mean, there's got to be.
We'll see.
I mean, because remember, Michael Vick, the whole thing is they recouped a shit ton of his money for saying that he used it in a means that. Anyway, look.
Anywho.
Yeah. So Michael Kendricks, who's a good defender, is looking at maybe 5 years in the slammer, a la
Only
Martha's.
5?
Well, more than 25 actually, but they're not going to convict him 25. He's going to go to Club Fed the same way Martha Stewart did, at a much lower charge, because white collar crime doesn't get you punished as much as actually like killing people. Which,
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you feel about Baker Mayfield being #1 overall draft pick?
Honestly, I think he's good for the Browns.
I think he is too. It took me some convincing, but I think, after having watched him play, he might actually be the solution at quarterback, and that's something. I mean, considering that the best quarterback of the last decade is Tom Brady's backup right now for this franchise.
Dude. You want Hoyer?
Hoyer the Destroyer.
Talking about Hoyer. So,
he is their best quarterback the last decade. If you want to go the last 20 years since they rebooted the franchise, you got to look at Derek Anderson in 2007.
All right, so here's the thing, right? You have here's what I like about Baker Mayfield as their quarterback, right? I don't think that he's a super exceptional quarterback. I don't think
he's got moxie.
He's got moxie. He's a dick grabbing, swaggering motherfucker who talks a lot of shit. And I said this in the previous show. No, he's remember who was he playing when he was just like when he grabbed his dick?
Oh, good lord, yeah, like it was Oklahoma against TCU.
Where he was like, yeah, go fucking eat my dick or some shit. Like that's exactly.
He just did
they don't need a professional, right? They don't need someone who's going to like a McNabb type or someone who's just gonna toe the company line.
Oh yeah,
they need someone who's gonna talk a lot of shit.
Like basically, they could to give you an idea of his Heisman hype video last year. They just basically took a bunch of his highlights along with that little that little notion there, and they set it to the D-Generation X theme music from WWE.
It works.
It works because that's what it was.
Because Cleveland's biggest thing right now is getting over the fact that they're the Browns and actually willing themselves to win.
Yeah, they need the attitude.
They need an attitude adjustment. Baker Mayfield may not be the most physically gifted, might not be the biggest, might not be the best thrower.
But he brings a winning attitude.
But he brings the proper attitude. Now, the guy's got a photogenic memory. He's very smart. He actually is a somewhat good quarterback. We haven't seen him in actual game.
Against real-time NFL defenses.
But from what I'm seeing, I mean, doesn't look bad. So
and the defense looks pretty stout.
And Tyrod Taylor's there.
Yeah.
Which I guess we've been saying his name wrong. It's Tyrod, but apparently his name's been said like 3 or 4 different ways by him on Hard Knocks. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and hey, you know what the other thing is? Things are going to improve because I think they're actually going to win some games this year.
Well. Yeah.
Nowhere to go but up.
However, I do wish their defensive coordinator, all the fleas of 1,000 camels. Greg Williams is a piece of shit.
Bountygate motherfucker?
I know he's seriously a terrible human being.
Yeah, he is.
He is all the things that are wrong with football. From a coaching perspective, it's him. What's the way? The absence of humanity in football is because of coaches like him. Right? That I have a concussion, I'm bleeding from my ear, get the fuck back in there. That's him.
And coaches like him, yeah.
Him and coaches like him. So they had a player cornerback hit Brent Selleck wrong and go down, and instead of his comments were, I told that motherfucker not to do that. Fuck him, he deserves it. And it's like, wow, that's pretty compassionate.
That's pretty shitty.
One of your guys, and I'm sure you meant to say that you teach a certain tactic, but you kind of fucked your player over publicly here. That's not going to win you anything with these guys. So these are professional athletes. They're the ones in pain, not you, dipshit. Oh, of course, for those of you who wondering where you heard their name before, he was the Saints DC during the Bountygate scandal.
Yes, he was.
He was the one who basically put the hit out on Brett Favre and everybody else for them to injure him on purpose by taking cheap shots on him. He's the one. So the fact that he's even coaching again is mind-blowing.
It kind of is, because that's the kind of culture they were trying to dissuade in the NFL.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I think his presence pulls away any good karma you may want to send Cleveland's way.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's before you can always root for Cleveland because they were just always they're always the team that's going to lose. So you kind of want to root for them for the sake of seeing something different for once. But Greg's presence makes it hard.
Yeah, it really does. And I have to agree with you. As much as I want to see the Cleveland Browns succeed because they've been awful for years.
They've been awful, man. I think when you have teams like when Cleveland starts doing well, that's better for the league as a whole. It's a better product.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like seriously, they should not be a laughingstock. This is one of the traditional powerhouses of the NFL.
They've won championships way back in the day before the Super Bowl era, but they were a good team and
yeah, they were, and they were part of the merger.
Yep. So I mean, if you ask D will say that they've never been a good team because that's part of rivalry, but he also acknowledges that the Ravens are that Browns team that he used to play years ago.
Yeah.
The
The
new
old Browns. Yeah, the new
Browns
Browns.
are nothing. They have different ownership, different everything. They're not the same. And the Ravens are the Browns that used to be good. Those championships that are in Cleveland should have been moved over to Baltimore.
But they wanted the city of Cleveland, to retain their history and their identity.
But it's not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same. So
No, and I mean, seriously, could you imagine if they had just given that Cleveland Browns team a new stadium?
well, I mean,
Belichick never leaves.
Belichick did leave.
Well, I'm just saying. No, he was fired after that last season in Cleveland.
He's they did well without.
I mean,
him.
you can what if it to death.
They went 2 Super Bowls without Belichick, so they did
It
okay.
is what it is.
They did okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
He did help them though.
Yeah, he put the pieces in place.
He put a lot of pieces in place. Either way, so all right, at that, we're gonna take a break now, and we'll be seeing all of you on the next episode of Dirk Diggler Shitty Sports Show. Sports Show, where we gonna talk about the NFC West, the AFC West, and the Eastern conferences for both the Eastern divisions for both the AFC and NFC. So come back now.
Come on
and
back,
listen,
yeah.
listen to this here show.
All right there, Lawrence Wilk.
Yeah, right there.
Let's go. Let's boogaloo till we puke.
Boogaloo till we puke.